Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Uchi, and we are back once again. How y'all doing today? So, guys, I wanted to make a quick discussion video, an update video, if you will, about my progress with Bleach. Now, I haven't talked about Bleach too much on this channel, but I would like to do a little bit more in the future for Bleach. You know, as we get closer to its pending return, because yes, the main topic here is why I believe Bleach is bound to return, and why you should care, and why you should be paying close attention to any kind of announcements in the near future for its return to the anime, of course. Now, as far as I'm aware, and I don't know too much about the history of, you know, how it ended and why it ended, but from my understanding, I do know that it's floated around the fandom, and from fans that have told me that basically Kowbe was rushed, and that's why the manga kind of ended in the way that it ended. Now, I'm not here to tell you guys that I've finished the manga yet. I have been actively reading it via the Shonen Jump app, which this is not a plug by any means, but I definitely do want to say that if you're trying to read the official translations and the official source material of Bleach or any kind of Shonen Jump property, definitely use the Viz Shonen Jump app. Literally, they're constantly updating the freaking app with new free chapters for a lot of the current seasons that's going on right now, and Bleach is one of them, even though it's not actively, you know, ongoing since it's already finished. But if you want to take it a step further, it's literally $2 a month for you to download and read everything that you want to from Shonen Jump. Now, beside the point, I'm here to talk to you guys about Bleach, like I said, and I'm gonna say I am on chapter 610-ish, and there's a total of 686 chapters. And being a Dragon Ball dude, being a Naruto guy, Boruto dude, Black Clover, and not really talking about Bleach too much, you guys may have heard me in the past talk about how much I've loved Bleach and I gave up on the anime and all that kind of stuff. I'm here to kind of talk to you guys about, get a little discussion going in the comments and wherever you might see this video, about why I really believe that it is time to bring this series back. Now, I know that the anime kind of pretty much just fell off completely just because of the fact that a couple of reasons. I mean, yes, it was filler heavy, and to the point where there was a whole arc that was just straight up filler. And you know, that probably had a lot to do with poor viewership, if I'm hitting the nail on the head here. Now, again, I don't know the exact specifics. I'm just kind of looking at it from a very casual standard and using my common sense, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys and be like, oh yeah, I know all this and that about Bleach. No, there's so many, first of all, there's so many freaking characters in this damn show that I literally can't even keep up and remember half of them. But that's okay, because, you know, like, there's no point in lying. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. But I'm here to, of course, talk to you guys about why it means as much as it does to me, because, you know, it is actually very, very good. Of course, one of the big three being alongside with One Piece and Naruto, Bleach deserves to get this anime back, and here's why. So now that they ended it with the last part they ended it with in the anime was the whole Fullbring stuff. So a little minor spoilers, but some stuff happens to Ichigo, and he has this newfound power called Fullbring. Now, I haven't seen or read these chapters in years because I fell off the manga around chapter 515. Like I said, there's 686 chapters, so not too far behind from the ending, but the anime takes the source material up until the point where Ichigo does this Fullbring stuff. Now, the Fullbring stuff, a lot of people have mixed feelings about, from what I know and from whom I've spoken to about. They don't really like it. They feel like it's pointless. They feel like, you know, his Bankai and all that other good stuff that he's already shown, that's been seen in the anime and the manga, was way better. Now, whether you think that to be true or not, that's all opinionated, but when it comes down to what happens after that stuff, Bleach picks up and it just gets fire, 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 and it doesn't stop getting freaking fire. It just keeps on going, like, to the next point, to the next point. Like, all this crazy stuff happens, especially when they involve the Quincy's. Now, I'm not gonna spoil too much. I'm not gonna really talk about too much, because I definitely do want to talk about it enough to get you guys perked and to get you guys, you know, really considering picking up this manga if you haven't already, and to really start believing that I think it is time for them to bring back Bleach. So towards the end of 2018, the Jump Festa, everyone was looking forward to all the new announcements and the potential announcements for all things Shonen Jump, and specifically Bleach. Now, I know that from the minor research that I did do previous to recording this video, I did see that there was a couple articles that were made like years ago, like 2013, 2014, 2015, and they were talking about like presumably like when they felt like Bleach was going to come back, and we're now in the year 2019 and we still have nothing outside of that live action movie, which in my opinion, if you guys remember, I did do a video about it. I talked about my opinions on what I thought was cool and all that good stuff, and it was a very good movie. But that is not what we want. We want the Bleach anime to return. Now, I'm telling you guys that the Jump Festa did not give us what we wanted. We literally were waiting for all these announcements, and out of it, we pretty much got confirmation that Dr. Stone was coming out in July, and that's all that I can remember. It was pretty lackluster. There was not even an announcement for Dragon Ball Super returning. But Bleach was definitely up there with those announcements, and a lot of other people were teasing it, like Yonko Productions. He's a really big influencer and anime figure in the community. And anything that dude posts, everyone like kind of freaks out as soon as he can post a simple image, and everyone's just like, oh my god, like, does this mean that we're gonna get this? But we didn't get Bleach. And now I'm telling you guys, it is finally time. It has been years since the anime has come out. It has been years since the manga has finished, especially with hearing, now this is secondhand, hearing this from friends of mine that I've asked that have finished the manga. They felt like it was definitely rushed and the ending was kind of poor in comparison to what could have potentially happened, and that is heartbreaking. Now, I'm telling you guys right now, from the point that I'm at in the manga right now, like I said, fire. This John is absolutely out of freaking control. Like, is all these characters and all these abilities and all these new things that are happening all at once, and it's like complete flames. Like, it's kind of almost hard to keep up with, but I digress. Bleach needs to return. So with that being said, they leave off at a point where it was kind of whack, right? And it's been so many years, and people have been looking for it, people have been anticipating, expecting it, but we haven't gotten a single peep out of, you know, the movie, outside of the movie, and Hypeland crossovers with merchandising, because I'm just like, why are they selling these Bleach clothes if there's no anime to go with it? So I feel like the anime is somewhat around the corner, or if they're keeping that project under wraps, they're kind of doing a really good job with it, because they have not peeped a word or even dropped a tease for it at all. So because of this gap, and because of the distance that we have had since we've last seen episode 366, I want to say, was the last episode that was aired for Bleach. And you know, it's actually the anniversary. It's been like 7 years, I think, since the last anime episode has aired. But like I said, after that, it's literally just fire after fire after fire event, and just gets from there. So why I'm saying Bleach is gonna return? Look, there's no excuse for any kind of fillers no more. I know that fillers can really kill it for people, and I know that depending on the series, you know, you might have a certain amount of tolerance or acceptance, or just like you being okay with them putting out certain fillers. I know right now Boruto is having a very rough time with a lot of fans that already trashing on it to begin with, but when it comes down to freaking Bleach, look, what killed it was obviously the fillers, and all of the things that, you know, that just kept happening, that went wrong with the show, that fans were just not okay with. And then to top it all off, they kind of rushed Tite Kubo to just end this short, and the way it ended, I don't even know how it ends. I'm like really looking forward to seeing how that turns out, so that I can make a follow-up video and kind of review like this manga like in total. But I just know that if they were to bring it back, because the fan base has been hyped up for it, they've been waiting for it, they've been looking for it, and the fact that there is no Bleach literally just made the value of this anime and the series, in my opinion, worth more than it was when it was still coming out. Because obviously during that time, it flopped to a point where they kind of needed to just pull the plug and to take it away from everyone, so that way, you know, they can, I guess, replenish themselves by releasing newer anime and newer series that might, you know, grab people's attention and get them hooked onto those things. Now, naturally, that's what happens when you have properties that don't necessarily work. Why are they going to invest money, time, effort into something that no one really cares about? That's why sequels exist, because if something is as popular as it is, then it is bound to come back. And I use the example for Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z GT, Dragon Ball as a franchise, had a very, not abrupt ending, but it had an ending, and there was no more. That was it. Outside of the Heiyo Son Goku special and some crossovers with One Piece and some you know, manga chapters from Galactic Patrolman Jacko, they literally had nothing with Z up until they decided one day after all this time had passed that they were gonna say, okay, now's the time. Maybe that, let's see if the fandom is still there. And boy, did they find out. And the same thing applies to Broly. I say this all the freaking time. Even being a non-canon character that was not in the vision of Akira Toriyama, a character that was designed specifically for the movies only to basically kind of, you know, make some money off of it. The character was so popular to the point where they kept reusing it in promotional material and so on and so forth. The popularity of this character stuck with the fans, not only in North America, but in Japan as well. And what do you know? Broly was now brought in, used, and is official, okay? He is in Akira Toriyama's story in a movie form. It's still yet to be seen if they're gonna adapt him into the Super anime when it comes out, but that is completely besides the point. The point that I'm trying to make here is that when you have something that is popular, when you have something that has a high demand, that proves time and time again that there is hope and there is money to be made from this entity, I'm telling y'all, Bleach, is time. They have had enough time to let it just kind of fizzle out, to phase out. You know, they haven't done anything outside of the Hypeland merchandise crossovers and that live action movie. And ever since then, fans have been waiting and expecting it to return, to come back, especially now because there's no fillers. There's nothing to worry about and the manga's done. I also want to point this one out too. I think that this is also a great opportunity for Tite Kubo to get involved and for him to basically right whatever wrongs were done when he was apparently rushed to finish Bleach in the manga. This is the opportunity for him to be involved, to give Bleach the true closure that I guess fans are missing out on, if I'm getting that right. Because again, like I said, I've been told secondhand from other friends and people that I've seen, especially like Clyde the Weeaboo. He made a really good video a long time ago about Bleach in its entirety and how, you know, fans were kind of down Tite Kubo's throat for a bunch of things, and then at the same time, to top it all off, the man was rushed to just end his whole series. Now, if you ask me, I think that's hella disrespectful. I don't know why they would do this man wrong, but you know, why they would do him like this and making him end his series like that. I really think that's messed up. And like Shueisha, you know, Toei, whoever, not Toei obviously, but like the people over at Shonen Jump, that's a wrong that they really need to make right. So as long as Tite Kubo is still with it and he's still all about it and he's still, you know, and if they allow him to, you know, give a better ending, so that way when that anime ends, it reaches a point where for the first time ever in history, well, as far as I know, that they ever change the ending to how a manga ends, that would actually be really cool and it'd be really dope to see. And I think that, hey man, like, I'm just telling you guys, from a guy that's literally currently reading it right now, I can confirm that Bleach gets 150 million, 47 times better than where it left off, and even prior to this. Okay, remember Ulquiorra? You remember Grimmjow? You remember Aizen? You remember freaking Byakuya, Kenpachi? You remember all those fights Ichigo had with them? Well, guess what? All the stuff that's going on right now is so OD. I don't even want to risk spilling the beans for y'all, so that way y'all can literally just see it for yourselves, for those that don't know. And for those that do know what I'm talking about, you guys know that if the anime came back, it would be so fire that like no one would know what to do with themselves, and people would actually be like, wow, where was this for all this time? Where has Bleach been for all these years? If this is what was left for them to do, it's like, why wouldn't they have not just go ahead and finish it? I understand take a year, maybe 2 years off, and then come back strong, maybe when the manga was done altogether. But man, like, that's crazy they let all this time go by. And even you got people like Johnny on Bosch, the freaking voice of Ichigo, he even says, like, man, they need to just finish Bleach. Like, why have they not finished Bleach, man? And of course, obviously that's more money in his pocket, but come on now, like, Bleach is a great series, is one of the big three. There's so many things that's great about it, from the story to the characters to how things unfold. I'm telling you guys, it's really a shame that we have still not yet seen the return of Bleach, but I hope that my rambling kind of all bottles up into one joint understanding for you that are watching this and listening to me talk about this, so that y'all can understand that I think it's time. Like, I know in my heart that like Bleach is coming back. It's coming back, but we're gonna have to wait and see until when. So I hope I definitely in this discussion covered everything that I wanted to talk about as far as, like, you know, my opinions of Bleach. And like I said, I will follow up with you guys again with the Bleach manga that I have been currently reading off the Shonen Jump app, and I really do think that for those that have not read, y'all check this out, because man, it is crazy what's actually going on in Bleach. So enough out of me, guys. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit me up on Twitter. All of the supporting links are going to be in the description below as always. Y'all know the drill. Take care of yourselves. Have a good one. May the power protect y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. You are